Hi guys, welcome to Divers Incorporated and DiverSync's Netcast podcast. We are going to talk to you today about the Descent Mark III, which we happen to have in the store, and we are pretty excited about it. And it's something that a lot of people have been asking questions about it. I've been putting out some teasers from DEMA, and so we're going to kind of go through each little thing that we've got. The first thing I want you to see is we've got Natalie helping me out. She's going to show you the sides and how bright these things are. They get really bright. Even on that center one is the Mark II. The Mark II-I, that's on the brightest it is, and these aren't even as bright as they get. So we've got a lot of different brightnesses that they can go. The way that this whole thing works is the one on the left is, and we're working dive shop today, so it's kind of a fun thing. This one is the 43 millimeter. It used to be called the S. It's now called the 43 millimeter. And we have the 51 millimeter, which is the big one. I have it timed out so that it saves a battery, but the battery life is ridiculous on these things. And then this is the same as what it is. These are exactly the Mark II. They're exactly the same size. So they work together and they're the same size. What they did was they just made the screen a little bit bigger on the Mark III. So what we've got as far as this whole thing is concerned is we've got these two as the new watches, and they come in this one comes in a rose gold with a cream color, grayish color, and this one comes with a titanium band if you want it to be a titanium band.
It's a gray too.
And they don't make the gray. It doesn't make a gray. The gray is this, and then the black one. We were testing them, so we got some of the different products, and we're just finding out what's not going to be available to us. That's what the screen looks like. The screens have what you're familiar with, but everything is really, you can screen through and see all the stuff that we've got going on with it. This has been my daily watch for a year. This is my third version of it. We've gotten some product testing and all that kind of stuff that went along with it. The biggest things is I want to talk about the cool stuff. First of all, the big difference between the Descent Mark II and the Descent Mark III is the Mark III is a touch screen. You can do everything through the touch screen where you couldn't do that with the Mark II-I or the Mark I. So this is all touch screen, which is really cool, and it uses the sapphire crystal still, but it's a touch screen sapphire crystal. One of the coolest things that it does, and I'm going to shine it up here and then I'll show it, is it does a flashlight, and you've got a flashlight that'll work. It's a double click on this one to turn it on, but then if you want to use it in a different mode, you can scroll through and you can find that it's got a different mode. The flashlight mode, you can even set the dimming of it. So you can make it dim or you can make it red, and then when you turn it off and you double tap it, it turns it whatever your last setting was. So this is by far one of the coolest things I can say about the watch. I don't know that I will ever have a watch that doesn't have a flashlight again, just because this was so cool. I use it to go into bags. I use it to go into my shop here. If the lights are out, I go looking down. You want to get something out of a briefcase, you reach in, you can see it, and it's great. It sits right on your wrist. Most people aren't really, is how cool and easy they've got as far as setting this whole thing up. These come for diving. They come with a longer strap as an addition. And when people say, is it a pain in the ass? Well, it is on some other computers. It's not on this one. This has the quick fix system, and it is really this quick. Quick fit, just like that. So it is really this quick. You find your other band and you clip it on. They also have a bungee band for it, and they have some cloth bands for it that are really nice. The cloth bands are probably a little bit harder to string, because you have to string them so that the sensor, you've got a sensor on the back that you can use for your pulse ox and for your personal stuff that you go through. Okay, let's look at dive mode real quick on both of these watches. Both of the watches have, and this one's set up, this is Natalie's, this one's mine, is it goes into dive mode just like the other one did. You go into up here and you find, whoops, I went into cardio by accident. We're going to show you that in a little bit. But it goes into your last known setting. I was working out this morning, it wasn't diving. But you can go into the dive mode thing, and you've got different ones. Like I'm going to use CCR right now. As you go, it shows you through the screens, and it shows you through different comms. Now, a lot of the stuff that I can do with this, I can't do. I don't know, can we get to divers? Some of it I don't think you can do unless they're out of water.
Yeah, you can.
Let's see if we can get to the divers. So divers, here it is. So I don't have any transmitters here in the store, but what we can do is we can put all the divers in. And if you look on this, you see this is what we've called them. This is what their PSI would be. And then right here, this is their depth. And this is new for the Descent Mark III, is that you now can get depth off the transmitter detail because the transmitter is also a transceiver. On the small version, you can do the same thing. So we'll show you the single gas. We've got the things that can go through it. She's got 2 transmitters that she can read live, but you can go in here now and she can go in here and find the divers. Whoops, wrong one.
Mine is under transmitter.
I gotta go this, there we go. Back up, there we go. Oh, and that's another cool thing. In the first 2 versions, you've got big numbers. So we can change this to big numbers if you want to see it. It shortens up the real estate for this stuff up here, but it shows you the important stuff as big numbers. If we want to go in here now, we can see the diver mode. She's got divers all set up in here as well. You can scroll through it. And when the communication stuff is all hooked up, you'll be able to do through that diver screen, you'll be able to do the diver-to-diver messaging when it comes. I don't know how much of that I'm allowed to talk about because I am on a non-disclosure agreement with Garmin. And, but I got permission that everything that this watch can do right now, I can talk about. So that's the dive mode. Let me show you something really cool, which was a surprise to me. And this is for you guys that are there. I don't have a way to do it here, but if you look on our Facebook page and on our Instagram and that sort of thing from the other day, from today, today is the 29th or 30th of, I think it's the 29th, but it's the 30th? Okay, so it's the 30th of November. But if you look on today's 30th, I took a picture of a message. The message is, because this screen is so ridiculously good, the videos and the messages that you get, you can see the pictures now. So if somebody sends you a picture message, it's going to show you the picture message on here, which is something that's really cool. But I want to show you something that was really cool. I mean, I'm so excited about this part. I've been on a health kick for the last couple of last 6 or 7, 8 months trying to lose some weight to look better on these videos. And what we've got is, I went into this workouts thing. And I want to show you this workouts thing because it is something that I was shocked at. So my wife was getting into cardio, and I was looking at this workout thing, and they had pushed an article out about, I don't know if it was in our NDA side of things or if it was actually out there, but it said that you can go in and you can build workouts from what you're doing in your app. This thing is all controlled through the app. You can customize it. You can make it yourself through the app. It's got a really, really good dive app. It automatically uploads. It does your positioning. It does all the stuff that the Garmin Descent Mark II did, but they're going to do it a little bit better. There's going to be bathymetry. I am not that familiar with it. We're going to be playing with it next month. We got it, the sites that we've been going to here in the Midwest, we haven't really had the bathymetry, but where we're going has some bathymetry maps, so we're going to do that. But this workout thing shows you how ridiculous this video stuff is, so I want to kind of show it to you. So when you go down here, it's got different workouts preloaded. And my wife was getting into yoga, and I said, hey, look, there's a yoga workout here. I wonder, this is yoga, let's see what it is. Well, a workout called Improve Flexibility Now. I could be more flexible with a lot of things in my life. So let's go ahead and look at that. Well, it says do workout, would be a 20-minute workout, which wouldn't be bad, but let's see the steps. Holy crap, there's 44 steps to this. I have absolutely no idea, I didn't, at the time I had no idea what yoga was. So what I did was, let's look and see if we can view the steps. Well, easy seated pose, it might be something. Seated easy side bend, I could probably figure that one out. Twist pose, yeah, if I'm sitting I could probably twist a little bit. Side bend pose. And then, oh, all fours pose. Oh, what's that? Well then, what is this cat pose? And I went, and up in the upper right hand corner there's a play button. And so I hit play, and I was ridiculously surprised that it shows you how to do it. So it shows you how to do the workout. It does it in the strength modes, it does it in the running modes, it does it what muscle groups you're going to do, and it's a ridiculously bright screen. And way that this works when you run it through the workout is that it will take that workout and it will say, okay, we're going to be doing this cat pose for 10 seconds, and for the first 5 seconds it shows you this video on your wrist, and it gives you audible alarms that tell you when to stop, when to do, and move to the next one. And there's also vibration that it does, so it tells you when to switch to the next one. And so for the first couple of times through it, you can look down and you can coach yourself with the videos that are here. But if you look back if I show you back with the weight one, if you go with the strength workouts and it says, okay, 30-minute blast, and it shows you what you're going to do, and you want to go to the details, you can see what reps it's going to do and all that kind of stuff. And if you want to see what they are, it'll actually, on some of these, it'll show you what you're supposed to be doing. So it is ridiculous how much information is. The watch will hook up to a set of headphones all by itself. As far as like you program it just like you would put your headphones, your wireless headphones to your phone. Now you can put the music directly into your watch and you can work out. Another thing that it does, which I didn't know it did until it did it by accident, is that if you're going and you're going to do like a walk or a treadmill or something outside, and it's before the sun comes up, it says, would you like to run the flashlight? And what it does is it turns the flashlight on and it blinks while you're running. So it blinks red and white while you're running. So it does a lot of well thought out things like you would expect Garmin to do. The tracking and the Track Me through the apps is really cool. So that's something that you can do. And then it also has a lot of things that you can customize. And as we close out here, I want to show you some customization because some people were asking about this. They were looking at the watch face, and you want to be able to do the watch face. You can customize this watch face through a bunch of different watch faces, and then you can also go in and change the colors, like you see Natalie change the colors on hers. When she had it, she had one of the ones I just saw, something like that, and it's a watch face. Now this one has a little bit different of a flashlight than the other one had. So there's a lot of different things that you can customize. I'm going to show you the flashlight on the little one because it did change how things are done. But it also has night vision, and it has a other bunch of stuff like that that's in it. And you can go in, and some of the ones for the Mark II will actually work for the Mark IIII, but you just have to get, some of them aren't as customizable as you would hope. But if you go into the light flashlight mode on this one, the flashlight mode on this one is if you double click on that, it turns it onto a bright screen. So they don't have the flashlight on the end like this, but they have a bright screen that turns it bright, and it does it go red?
I don't think so.
I don't know, let's see if it goes red. But you can go brighter, and you can go up and down and make it brighter, or you can make it dimmer. Yep, it does go red, but you can brighten. And again, it's the customization that you want. So you double tap to flashlight, comes back on, and we can change this back to, well, let's see if we can change it back to white.
Click up.
There we go, back to white. So there you go. So, but that's the Descent Mark IIII. Again, it comes in the two different sizes. So we've got the two different sizes here. This size is exactly the same. The couple of things that they added to it is that they've changed the depth rating, the way that the buttons are potted, and then they have a protector on the sensor side of things so people can't get it damaged. This is a 200 meter now rated watch. Garmin said we want something to be called Garmin. We know we can't call it waterproof, but it might as well be as waterproof as we can get it. So feel free to, in the comments below, do all the cool stuff. Subscribe to YouTube. We'll try to get more of this stuff up there. As we get to the new features and stuff that we can do, we'll put that on there as well. Make sure you go down to the little thing, do all the things, subscribe, and hit the little bell, and make sure that you're getting updated, because we're going to do these in shorts too, little bits and pieces in shorts. My family and I are going on a expedition to test a lot of the stuff that's in here. We're going to be uploading a lot of the beta stuff again. This is the actual stock watch right now. We don't have anything beta on it. I think she actually has messaging on hers right now, but we're going to be doing all of that, and we have some updates that we have to do. And Garmin, that's about the final thing that I want to start with, is Garmin has been a great company to work with for the past 4 years. When I originally put on my wrist the Mark I, I was never going to have a wearable. I was never going to have a watch that I would wear all the time as a dive computer. I just didn't want something like that. I was in love with a Swiss watch that I had for many, many years. I had gotten it as a wedding present, and I wasn't going to switch ever out of it. And my rep walks in and says, put this on your wrist. If you don't want it, after a month, you can return it. And 2 weeks into it, I couldn't live without it because of all it does. It does messaging, it does notifications, it does sleep timing, it does. It's got a really cool thing in it now that mine is not showing white, so I'll do it later because it's a new one, not knowing me. But it does a dive readiness now, and it also has whether or not you can work things out. And so there's a lot of stuff that it'll do that I'm really excited about. But feel free to put in the comments underneath any questions you might have. I am answering them myself for a while. It's going to maybe take a little bit of time to get back to it, but if you're seeing this on Instagram or on Facebook or some other platform, go to YouTube, because that's the one where we're going to try to keep everything current and up to date. So until next time, we'll see you. DiverSync is a cooperation between Divers Incorporated and Divers Media Group. You can download archived past editions worldwide over the internet at DiverSync.com. If you wish to support DiverSync financially, you can find us on Patreon for bonus content, announcements of live performances, product giveaways, and other opportunities to be part of the program. Help us promote our netcast by telling your friends and dive buddies to subscribe to DiverSync on YouTube and Spotify. The opinions that you hear on DiverSync are not necessarily those of any station, website, network, or advertiser. These netcasts are not intended to substitute for professional diver training. Scuba diving does involve risk and should never be attempted without the proper instructions, supervision, and training. Have any questions or comments? We'd love to hear from you. We are on Facebook and Instagram for messages, or you can email us via our website at diversync.com.